Now that the slowpoke's finally here.
You mean Mickey Mouse?
Dude, I'm gonna put you in my phone as that soon.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I was telling Andrew. Andrew and I did one race last night super fast before we hopped on Phasmophobia,
Yeah.
and I put in like my best lap on Australia with zero assist on,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was like a 119, which was like
On Australia?
yeah.
Do you mean Austria?
No, we were doing Australia. I
Oh,
think it was 119. Yeah,
wow. Sorry, not to
I think it was.
downplay, but like for that wheel and pedal set, that surprises me.
Well, what's the average though on Australia? Out of
I don't know.
curiosity,
I'd have to look.
because I might be misremembering, but I think I got a 119. I think I would have to like also look, but
Um, did you mean 129? Because 125.4 and 126.5 is average. Well, oh
maybe it
wait,
was
no,
one.
hold up. Elite time trial levels are significantly faster with record level times around 115.0 and 116.0, while beginner
Yeah,
to intermediate players
I got
typically
119.1. I
oh,
think was mine.
not bad.
It's funny because I was telling Andrew I drove better with no assist last night, and we all know what was going down last night, but I won't share for the audience. But let's just say I wasn't fully um like myself.
Yeah.
So the fact that I played better, I drove better, that's absolutely insane to me. Maybe I just got to do that more often.
All right,
Anyway,
let me refresh, pull up our
and then
stream.
Andrew was cooked. Andrew was spinning out like
Mhm.
crazy last
Yeah,
night.
I couldn't drive.
Oh, wait, nope, I need to get out of. Oh no, I can go in full screen and still see the chat. But all right, cool. What the hell? All right, we're good. We're good. We're good.
All right. Well, obviously today we're going to talk about F1, but we
First,
can't not talk about what just happened this morning,
hoorah, baby,
which is
hoorah!
honestly, it's like we don't know when the next time we're going to see that is.
I
Like
know.
that's such a big moment. Like the last time it
No.
happened 46 years ago. Like
Yeah.
And it's like
and
hockey is to Canada what the NFL is to us, and USA
exactly.
said no to
Yep.
them twice. Like that's insane.
Did
And
you guys
like,
see how miserable the women's Canadian team looked
yeah,
when they were getting
Well,
their
so did the
silver
men's
medals
this
and
morning.
plushies?
So did the men's team. Travis Sanheim looked like he wanted to do something horrible.
yeah.
Like, um, but I mean, maybe it's just because he's coming back to the Flyers.
Well,
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's true.
maybe that's another reason.
My thing is, I
But
saw so many posts and stuff, and the comment sections are wild. There's like the hello, we are going to slime you out, sincerely, Team USA, right? But the Canadians are all like, oh, it took us missing. Well, I guess they had a player that was out. That's those one of
Yeah,
their top players.
Crosby,
He was like, oh,
whatever.
it took us having Crosby out, and you know the refs calling us on every call imaginable for you guys to win. And my thing is, all right, reverse. One, we were missing Goudreau or whatever, like the guy the
well,
jersey being held up. I
I
don't know
mean,
what
yeah,
that
we're
was
missing
about.
him. Yeah, I mean, do you not know, Ethan?
No, I don't follow hockey at all.
No, he died like 2 years ago.
Oh
He
Him
was
and
shit.
his
going to be on
brother.
the
Yeah.
team.
The fact that they were
He was
celebrating it now,
Just
I
cut
was
that part
like,
out, dude.
did he die in the middle of like the tournament or something? I don't know what's happening. But anyway, I also saw so many comments in response that were like, okay, well, if you guys weren't fouling the other, like, if you guys weren't fouling the USA and goaltending and making all these stupid mistakes that you were getting called on because you were missing Crosby, we still would have won anyway. But I love seeing the comment sections of all the posts. I know nothing about hockey. I know nothing about the Olympics, but I was
well.
up for the game.
I'll tell you what. Connor Hellebuck was the only reason we won that
Yep.
game. Like I I could not believe what I was. That is probably the best goaltender, like game that has ever been played in hockey. Period. He
Dude, he
saved
faced 40,
42
what was it,
shots.
45. I think by the
42.
end of the game,
I just looked up the
it was
box score. It was
was it
42
42? I said it was over
shots.
40.
He saved 41 of 42.
Yeah,
And I think
that's ridiculous.
that was only like his 6th goal that he's given up in the entire tournament,
Yeah.
which is also insane.
Yeah.
Like he was absolutely insane. Because honestly, without Hellebuck, we probably lose that game like 5-1.
Yeah.
To be honest. But Binnington played well too, but like I mean, he only faced 28 shots. So but yeah, no, the goals were great. Obviously the Jack Hughes goal to win the game, so
Yeah.
he lost some teeth and he gets the game winning goal. I think that writes itself right there.
Yeah.
Lost teeth and then won the game. But the
Yeah,
Matt
I was
Boldy,
wondering. I didn't get to see that. Was that from that penalty that he took? The high stick
no, that was in overtime. In overtime, Jack Hughes, he scored the game-winning goal.
Well, right, but I mean, like the missing teeth. I saw his mouth. Was
Oh
all
yeah, that's
busted and
so
bloody.
that's why the 4-minute minor happened. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
for the
I
high
figured.
sticking. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was crazy. And then the Matt Boldy goal in the first period, that was such a sick goal. That reminded me of how the women's team won the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he literally he skated right through 2 defenders and put it in the back of the net
Yep.
and got Binnington like off guard. It was insane. Like after that goal, I was like, all right, there's definitely a shot that we win this. But I mean, Canada was the clear favorite. I mean, I know we have a lot of great players on our team, but Canada has like every single superstar in the
Yeah.
NHL not named Austin Matthews. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, Austin Matthews is good, but he's not the Canadian level good that some of those guys are. Like,
I mean, they
you know,
have McDavid.
as much as I
like,
hate to say it, Sidney Crosby is one. Then you have Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon.
my goodness.
Like,
I'll give you some more here. I have the roster pulled up.
yeah, just pull up the roster because if
dude,
you
yeah,
pull up a top 50 list in the NHL, I guarantee you
well,
all
they
of them
have
are top 25.
Kale McCarr, the best defenseman in
him
hockey.
too.
Nick Suzuki, Mark Stone, Brad Marchand. I mean, these are guys who are superstars on their own teams, you know. And even Binnington's good. Like, he's a good goalie.
And how many of these players are in the NHL?
Every
All
single
of them.
one.
So now you got to
Which-
imagine you just had Team USA versus Team Canada. All those superstars in Canada, they lost, and now they have to pretty much, come back to the United States and play hockey again, knowing that they're the best of the best, and they got absolutely, like,
Well, the USA had all
Humiliating.
NHL players also,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Pretty
the
much.
caliber was less in terms of
Exactly.
just like raw talent.
Are
So-
any of
Yeah, I
are
wouldn't
any,
go that far. To be honest.
anybody
but-
on Team Canada teammates with anybody on Team USA in the NHL?
Yes, I
would
think
say
so.
probably. I don't know off
I
the top of my
think
head,
so.
but
Because that's a hilarious locker room afterwards.
Well, I will say USA defensemen like Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber, Noah Hannafin, Charles McAvoy, like those are some those are some real defensemen. But you're right though. I mean, taking a look at it, like our forwards are stacked too. I mean, Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel's good, Dylan Larkin, Tage Thompson's a young guy who's really good. Obviously, you got the Kachuk brothers, Vincent Trocheck. So like we got some good talent, but I mean, I would give the slight edge on talent though to Canada, just on pure like raw talent, like I was saying. But we definitely have some guys on the team too.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it was a good run. It was a really, I mean, what's really cool about this tournament was that both the men's and women's teams swept. Like they went a combined 13-0 in
Yep.
the Olympics. Like they didn't even lose a game, which is absolutely crazy.
the women's team was just dominant. Like,
Oh yeah, they were
What did
They were
their
even more
goaltender let
dumb.
in one goal the entire series? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it was
up
like
until
one or
the
two
gold medal
goals.
game.
Yeah. I did get a little worried last night. Obviously, we all hung out last night. I got worried when I saw. Well, first I got pumped because I saw that the U.S. destroyed Slovakia 6-2 in the semifinals, and then I was like, but Canada just destroyed Finland 6-1, and so I was like, all right, so both are obviously high caliber teams. And then I saw Finland beat Slovakia. Well, I think it was 2-1 or something like that, and I was like, well, crap, we only outscored Slovakia 3-1, who lost to Finland, who got even more demolished by Canada. So there was a part of me that was like, crap, they faced a stronger opponent and won by more points. This is going to be tough.
Well, I mean, I'll say this: Canada had 14 more shots on goal than we did. Like they were, their offense was insane. Like they probably should have scored at least 3 goals this game, at least. But I mean, hey, that's just elite level goaltend. Like you will not see a better goaltender performance than what we just saw this morning, like ever
Nope.
in the history of hockey.
Yeah.
Unless somebody were to get like a shutout with like a 45 save shutout, but like you just don't see 42 shots on goal with 1 goal allowed. Like you just don't see that.
I'm seeing so many
I mean,
memes of like when he had the like stick all the way out and was just laser focused on the puck when it was on somebody else, like on Canada's stick. They were about to shoot.
that stick save that he had was
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, that was the game right there,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah.
I only have one gripe about the Olympic hockey setup. If we can talk
3
about
on
this
3,
real quick.
right?
Why,
Yeah.
why would they do 3-on-3 overtime?
I know, right?
I can
I thought
understand
the
that
same
for the round robin stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can understand shootouts for the round robin stuff
But
too.
for the elimination
But
games,
when-
though.
Yeah, like when I don't know if they're trying to mitigate injury risk or whatever. Maybe it was to stop the games from going too long. But it's like people want to see full 5-on-5 overtime hockey. It's just like the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Right.
Why they would switch to 3-on-3 is beyond me.
I'm
Maybe they wanted
wondering-
to see the skill kind of in most of the players. But
What would it look
I was
like?
shocked.
What would it look like
I was
if
shocked
they
when
did?
did.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said I was chopped, and then I was like, okay.
No. I was shocked that they had 3-on-3 for Olympic hockey, at least for the medal rounds. The medal rounds I thought should have been 5-on-5.
Okay. As someone who knows literally nothing about hockey, like when you said goaltending earlier, I thought that was because you talked about it right after talking about the refs. I thought goaltending was a penalty, and I was like, I didn't know that was a penalty, and then now I know it's not. It's just you being a goalie.
Yeah.
But I wonder what it would look like if you did. They have multiple overtimes. They have rules for how many overtimes you have. Like I did see a meme where it was like if you go into 8 overtimes, it's 5v5 and there's 2 pucks, and I didn't know if it was true or not, but it's something about like in the 1970s or whatever it was. That's what like they had in the rule book,
2 pucks.
which
That'd be crazy.
I would think would be hilarious. But like I wonder, they do go straight to the 3v3. I wonder if they did first overtime was still 5v5, second overtime was 4v4, third overtime was 3v. Like you slowly get rid of the number of players that are on until
And then like after 3v3, then you do a shootout.
Shootout,
and it's
exactly.
just one-on-one. It's the scare
Yeah.
versus goaltender.
Yep.
Right.
I would like that. Someone would win before the shootout in that sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
That way you can watch a win not from shootouts, because like I don't like that in soccer either, that it eventually comes down to a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
Because the ball is right in front of the goal. It is less than 15 yards away from the goal, and they get
Yeah,
a huge
soccer
run up.
goalies have no chance most
Exactly.
times.
And I feel like, yes, hockey goals are smaller and the goalies are bigger because of all the padding and stuff, but it's the same level on you don't know when they're going to shoot, you don't know, like, which I guess makes it easier for the offense, but then you go into a shootout where if you have a clearly superior offense, you're going to win even if your defense was dog water. So, I don't know. I don't like the idea of shootouts
For
in any sport.
shootouts in hockey, the reason why it's different, I would say, is because it's like, okay, so like you get breakaways in a game, so that's technically like one-on-one on the goalies, but in a game, the shooter has to think about when he gets a breakaway, he has to think about the defense back checking him. So
Yeah.
he might, and depending on how the distance that he is to the defenders in the breakaway mode, like they might close in on him in a couple seconds. They might not catch him, or they might be right on top of him. It might be barely a breakaway. And for goaltending, it's a lot easier to defend one scenario than it is multiple. So sometimes your defense can mess up your timing as the goaltender if you're trying to make a move to beat the shot. Sometimes if there's two guys in the zone, like one guy with the puck on offense and then another of his teammates in the area, you have to be mindful of that too, because they can make a play out of it. But on shootouts, it's literally all the goalie has to focus on is stopping the puck.
Yeah.
There's no secondary thought of your defense getting in the way. There's no thought of another offensive player getting into the zone to create something else other than the one-on-one. And so really goaltending is, in a nutshell, is not a hard concept when it comes to one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because it's just you're moving up to cut the angle of the shot, and then you're backing up as they get closer to keep that shot manageable,
Yeah.
And I'm talking like I know how to play goalie. I really don't, but I've learned enough about goaltending just by watching the sport that I know that it's not as hard as it looks in a shootout.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
Ugh. All right, do we want to move on?
Yeah. Yeah, we can move on. There's not too much to talk about with hockey other than Canada sucks.
Yep,
exactly. And USA is awesome. I mean,
Well,
still haven't learned what a
I just think
kilometer is,
it's
and I
so
never will.
awkward. Like, what is up with the plushie? Like, come on. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure that.
That's like the stupidest thing. Why are we giving plushies? Like, these guys don't care about that. Especially like after they lose the game, like their face when they receive the plushie is so funny.
like what is this?
Yeah, right.
Like what? Oh, here's a quick topic. I saw this. Speaking of the Olympics in general, not really just the hockey, but some people are complaining online that the coaching staffs of the teams don't get medals. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that the coaches are deserving of medals or no?
Well, do you know why that's the case? What the argument is?
Well, I don't know why, but I have to imagine it's because they award them to the athletes. In general, it's not
because I had to
the
look
coaching
that up.
staff.
Yeah,
they don't give a medal to like the cross country skiing coaches,
Right.
Or
Exactly.
the figure skating coaches, or
Yeah.
if there's a curling coach, who knows? But
someone had to teach Canada how to push it along the line.
Yeah.
Did you see that they still won gold after that? That they pushed.
Yeah, I know.
That they did that twice? Yeah, and they still won gold.
Apparently, the ruling was they can't use external camera footage from elsewhere to deem cheating. So they had to use the official cameras in the arena because I think, who was it, Sweden or Switzerland, whatever team it was that was complaining about them doing the whole like finger push thing. They strategically set up a team camera at a better angle of it so they could catch them doing it.
Yeah.
So, but they couldn't use that as evidence because it wasn't an official camera for the sport, which kind of sucks. But
on the screen is the updated medal.
They'll get reprimanded later, and I'm sure the Olympics will take note of that and position the cameras better. Next time around.
Yeah. So U.S. is going to come in second place. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Norway. Yeah. Norway, it's literally probably just because they live in such a cold climate. they're always prepared for the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I think I saw something earlier today, like the U.S. got the most gold medals in this Olympics. Like, I don't think they've ever gotten 12 or more in an Olympic before.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it looks like they're going to come in second. I know there's still a couple events to finish up today, but I don't imagine that Italy's able to catch up at this point.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of Olympic sports I don't really care about, and I know that the U.S. doesn't care about. So
Yeah.
I cared about curling, hockey, and I like snowboarding. But I didn't
Snowboarding
really
is
watch
fun.
a lot of the snowboarding just because I didn't have time to keep up with
Bobsledding is
times.
interesting. They have to like push it and then like get in and
Yeah,
steer it. Or
actually, I
whatever.
saw this funny thing. Apparently, the Germans are so good at bobsled and stuff like that because like 4 of the 7 or 8 tracks in the world are in Germany. So that's like just a sport that they practice over
That's their sport. That's
because they
probably
have
half their
access to the
gold medals.
tracks.
That's
So-
why they're in fourth right now. That's probably half
Speaking
their
of which,
medals.
did you know you could steer? I didn't know there was a steering device
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
you
thought
can
it was
brake.
just you have to push at the right speed and hop
No.
in smooth and let it go.
You
But
can brake too. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. It's pretty crazy.
So real quick,
But,
we talked about the coaching getting medals. Were you guys against coaches getting medals, right?
yeah, I don't think they should get medals. To be honest with you.
Yeah, probably not.
I couldn't tell
I
based
mean,
on what
But
you guys were
there's people
saying.
there are people that do.
Like my thing is, I could rock up to the USA Olympic curling team after spending the past 4 years of my life doing nothing but studying curling and know everything there is to know about it, and tell them what they should and shouldn't do. But I'm not the one actually out there doing it. So any Joe Schmo can learn how to do this sport
Right.
and learn everything you need to know about it without ever doing it themselves, and be a good coach or like get their team to win.
Right.
But it's their teams that are out there doing it. It's not like.
I
Anyway,
mean, that's
no.
true. But it just depends how involved the coaches are. I think the hockey coaches are a lot different than a
Yeah.
curling coach
Yeah.
or a skiing coach. You know, the hockey coaches are a lot more involved in the game, I think, and I think that's why a lot of people were kind of like outraged that they don't get medals because the strategy part of the game is all coaching. Like the players play, yes, but your coach has to develop the lines.
who's
He has
on
to
the
put the
ice?
right players out. You
Right.
know,
Who's on the
when
ice?
do you
Who's
put these
deciding
guys
the
in what
plays?
situation? You know what style of defense are you playing in power play and penalty kill, stuff like that.
Yep.
So you know, I think there's an argument that a hockey coach has a lot more to do with the team winning than the other coaches of other sports. But
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree with that.
I
'Cause would
think
say
that if they gave them to the hockey coaches, they'd also have to give them to the other sport coaches
Yeah.
as well. So I think that's why they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why the coaches don't receive, and I agree with it too. But like, you're right. Hockey coaches have to do a bunch of stuff. You know, who's out on the ice when, who gets the minutes. You know, all that stuff you were
Yeah.
talking about. Because also the commentators made a good point today. They were like, these guys all play substantial NHL minutes for their teams, but when they come together like this, they have to like get set into their role. Like they
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
be in a supporting role, but they're a superstar on their NHL team. So it's like they come together and they have to get used to that role, and it's the coach's job to figure out what that role is going to be for that player.
Yeah, well, not to mention
Yeah.
they have to figure out a way to play that gels with the team. You know,
Right, exactly.
You can't just throw them out there and expect them to play well. They have to be able
Yeah,
to run some kind of scheme or
Yeah.
some kind of style that they're all probably not used to, but they got to get used to it like quick.
it's not like baseball where you can just set the lineup and they go out and hit. You know, like you actually
Right.
have to figure out what's going to work with those lines. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a really fun Olympics. I mean, I personally, like, I don't ever watch curling, but I found myself watching curling a lot more this Olympics. Obviously I was super into the ice hockey games, but yeah, I think it's been a pretty successful Olympics.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome stuff from Team USA, both the men's and women's team.
Hoorah.
Absolutely dominating. Specifically, the women's team dominated every single team that they played, pretty much. So, yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy the Canadians complaining
Oh yeah.
for about a month straight of this.
Canadian tears.
Well, notice how they didn't boo the national anthem this time.
I was
They booed
curious
it
if they were
last
going
year.
to do that
in
or not.
The Four Nations face
Let me
off.
tell you, just
Dude.
briefly touching on that, the Four Nations face-off was a massive success
Yes.
when the NHL did that instead of their All-Star games. Dude, they need to do that every single year because the players enjoy it way more than the stupid games that they bring to the All-Star week. It's like monumentally better viewership and content for the NHL
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that for nation. They should add some countries too, in my opinion, because there's a lot of other countries that could be in there to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Agreed. 4 nations, absolutely.
Mets are leading the Yankees, top of the second.
What are
Let's go.
what are we going to talk about next? F1 or baseball? I don't know what you guys have on the agenda, but
Let's get into some F1 and then absolutely I think we should start to talk about some baseball. We got spring training around the corner. But I have this article pulled up on the F1 website, classifying 5 winners and 3 losers from
Yes.
preseason testing.
Mhm.
And first thing here is that Mercedes is a winner,
Which I would agree.
and honestly, like I don't know how much of the preseason testing results you guys have seen, but yeah, like Mercedes, both Antonelli and Russell have been putting in good times in their trials. I think Mercedes is going to have a really successful year. Kimi Antonelli finished first a couple times this week in the preseason testing. So that's good to see for Mercedes. I could absolutely see them winning constructors this year with the drivers that they have.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern with Mercedes is, as we saw last year, Kimi's still young and making mistakes. Not nearly as many. I assume he's not going to make nearly as many this year as he did last year. But also, there's talk of, and this is probably the biggest thing that I want to touch on, the FIA let out a press release with talk of possibly changing the engine regulations halfway through the season because of how many teams other than Mercedes are having problems with the engines. And all the complaints that they're getting from the engineers, from the drivers, from the team principals, and even from the fans that watched there and watched from home. You're getting 3 seconds of full power down a straightaway, and then you're going slower than a Formula 2 car to recharge your battery, which you have to do for 90% of a lap. And, people like Verstappen, Hamilton, and who else was it that was complaining? I think it was Hulkenberg. So, obviously the older ones that raced in the era of it was hardly any electrical power. And even some of the newer drivers, too, are complaining about... we're becoming Formula E, is specifically something Verstappen said. Hamilton said the cars are so complex, you need a degree to understand what to do in them. And then a lot of other drivers are saying it's no longer just pure skill in driving. Now we have to be like electrical engineers to figure out how to win races and get past with that. I think, Formula E is Formula E. Let them stay Formula E. They are all about electric power. Formula 1 is from the 1920s. Electric power for cars did not exist. Stick with it. I'm okay. I was okay with the last the ground era effect that had, it was 70%, engine power, 30% electric power. Even then, I felt like that was a little much for electric power because you don't get the screaming V10s down the straightaways anymore. But I agree with the drivers on the level of this electrical bullcrap that is just it's going to become Formula E in the span of 5 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're actually going to change regulations halfway through the season.
I'm curious. So what?
Go ahead.
So what about Mercedes though? What are they doing right with their car that they're not experiencing as many issues? Because theoretically, couldn't they just, repeat what Mercedes is doing? As far as the other teams go, I know they all have their own things going on, but wouldn't they be able to work with Mercedes? Hey, what's working, and how can we not steal your ideas, but what are you doing right to not have this issue happen?
So
that's what I would be thinking if I was the other engineers and people in the teams.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we talked about this about a month ago rumors were spreading, which eventually were confirmed, that Mercedes had found a trick to make their engines more powerful when they're hot and in the car rather than out of the car, which did end up being true, and the FIA acknowledged it. Currently, the FIA is looking at whether or not they're going to ban it and make them use a different material. And there's rules in place so that you can't copy or engineer systems that other teams have invented moving into a season. I don't know necessarily what that entails. If it's like you can make your own version, but it has to be somewhat different. Like when you copy someone's homework but word it differently, it's still the same premise, but like it's just different enough that it's your own. I think there's rules in place to prevent other teams from doing that. So I'm not entirely sure. I will say though, Total Wolff also complained about how, you're gonna get like 5 seconds a lap of real racing, and then everything else is just gonna be each driver charging their battery. So like they even figured out a way to get past the issues that everyone's having, and they're still complaining and being like, "This is such crap." So yes, technically every team could copy them, but the FIA is actually in process right now of figuring out if they need to ban that and make them change it. So we'll see.
They should just not ban it and make every team do it. Is what they should do.
Yep.
I guess it's not that. Maybe it's not that easy, but as a not even casual watcher of F1, but it seems to me like it would be pretty easy just to mandate, hey, do what Mercedes is doing. We will allow it because they figured this out. Everyone can probably do it, and it'll get better results, I guess. But
so what are the rest of the winners and losers for?
Let me go back to that article quick. So Mercedes winner, loser Aston Martin, and I couldn't agree more. Because they barely even were out on track for most of the days, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And when they weren't out for long. And the thing is, their drivers, like, I know Alonso is still like, he's a reasonably good driver, but Stroll is just not. And like, also, I don't know. I mean, I have no faith that Aston Martin is going to be competitive this year. Like, there's no reason to believe that they will be.
I think they're definitely going to be dead last in constructors, and if not, it's only because Alonso always manages to pull points out of impossible situations. But, while, yes, he's still doing well for his age, he's not in his prime, and he is getting older, and Lance Stroll is not getting any better. I understand that, you want, in Lawrence Stroll's shoes, I understand that you want your son to have a spot in F1, but there's a reason no other team will take him. Not even Alpine, who have rookies that are crashing every other race. They won't even touch Lance Stroll. Like, there's a reason for it. I understand you want your son to have a seat, but at some point you have to be like, I've invested millions, probably close to $1 billion in this team since 2021, I think, while they were still called Racing Point. You've invested close to $1 billion in this team. Results get you more money, so you're not spending hand over fist. Wouldn't you want the best possible chance to do that? And if that means getting rid of your son, get rid of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess sometimes it's not that easy when the coach's kid is playing,
Yeah. I don't know. My dad never had a problem with benching me when he coached our soccer team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something right now as I scroll to this next winner. Ferrari is for real this year. If I had to like put stock into F1 teams, I'm buying all of the Ferrari stock right now. I'm buying all of it. I honestly, what I have seen this week from Leclerc and Hamilton, I'm buying all of it. Like, and also they have something where like I can't really explain it that well because I don't know like mechanically what's going on, but they found some sort of loophole where when they start, all the cars are so slow, first of all. Like, they're so slow off the line. They're like the AI in F1 and the AI in the video game. And it's like the AI suck. But, like, they're taking off the line, and Ferrari is just zooming right away. And so, like, I literally watched, I think it was Lewis Hamilton. He was starting, like, 5th or 6th, and he jumped up immediately to, like, 2nd.
Yeah,
like from the start.
I'm wondering how much of that, because they were, I talked about this last week. They were about to have a press conference with the FIA, every team, to change the starting procedure, and Ferrari were the only ones against it. So I'm wondering if they found, like, I don't know if it was a sweet spot with their revs. I don't know if they know exactly what electrical mode to put it in. I don't know if they're
Yeah, they
in
probably found
attack mode.
something, and they're ready to roll this year.
Exactly. Now, you can
And
see
they have
in
that
that.
rotating
Yep,
wing.
I was just about to say in that second
Yeah,
paragraph, that rotating wing is insanely impressive because active aero is one of the biggest overhaul in terms of the regulation changes this year, and that means whether it's for DRS or like to mimic DRS or not, there's no specific zones that active aero can't be used or have to be used in. So the fact that Ferrari found a way to literally turn their wing upside down to go faster on the straights and flip it back for corners
yeah.
is massively impressive. And the fact that no other team thought of that shows that, you know, they brought over their World Endurance Championship engineers over instead of using their F1 engineers that they have been, and now they're absolutely destroying the competition in testing. So I think this is
I
Leclerc's chance to win his first and Hamilton's chance to win his eighth.
Ferrari may have the best car on the field
Yeah.
this year just because they have found, and like you talked about, Ethan, before, like this might have been months ago, when there's new regulations, everybody starts from
Yep.
scratch. And it's basically like I saw this very informational video where it was like in the ground effect era, it was Red Bull and McLaren who figured it out. And usually there are like two teams per era that like have it figured out and have the best car on the field, and like it's just whoever figures it out for that like regulation time period slot, however many years it is. And so Ferrari might be one of those two teams for this next era. Like
Yeah.
I could absolutely see them doing well this year.
Yeah. I also think that's part of the reason why Hamilton is staying on with Ferrari instead of, you know, he was threatening to retire for the past couple of years. But I think part of the reason he stayed on is specifically at 2020, 2024 or 2023 and 2024, he knew there was talks of Ferrari, and then it was confirmed that he was going to Ferrari. And he did that obviously for a cash money grab. Everybody would. And then I think the reason he stayed on with Ferrari, even though he was having so many problems with them, and it was clear they weren't going to win constructors, and he's definitely wasn't going to win a driver's title, I think he stayed on because he saw what they were doing for the 2026 car. Because they did put, I mean, they put a lot of their resources into the 2026 car even last year. So I think that's part of the reason why Hamilton's staying on, and he's not going to stay in this sport with him not enjoying driving the car unless he knows he has a chance to win his eighth. Um,
Well, and Hamilton did also say in an interview that he had more say in this car this
yeah.
year and how he wants it to operate. So like now he feels like he has like a dog in the fight, if you will.
Yes.
Like it's partially his car now too. So like he needs
Yeah.
to
The only
step it up.
concern I have with Hamilton is when he is in equal machinery with someone that drives equal to him or is better than him, i.e., George Russell in 2023 and 2024. Russell was beating Hamilton. Russell was scoring more points. He finished higher than Hamilton both years in equal machinery in a car that Toto Wolff pretty much, like it was said in several press interviews with Russell, Toto Wolff barely accepted Russell's ideas for the car and really only listened to Hamilton. And then you have that man that's on screen right now. Charles Leclerc is by far.
There's the next driver's champion.
Yeah,
Right there.
I absolutely agree, and I think that is going to be the one issue with Hamilton is he's now got a championship winning car. He's still better than a few of the drivers on the grid. Charles Leclerc is the worst person to have as your teammate. He has yet to be slower, much like Lando Norris. He has yet to be slower than a teammate. Him, Lando, and Max Verstappen are the only people that have been consistently better than every teammate they've come across. Hamilton is no different. He's no longer in his prime. He's falling off, not rapidly, but he is falling off, and Leclerc is getting stronger. And I think this is Leclerc's year to win the drivers, and if he doesn't, he needs to leave Ferrari. But that man right there is the next
I'll tell you what. I would love to do something real quick. Um, Although, I mean, we can keep talking about winners and losers, but
This
yeah,
makes me
let's
so
go through the
sad.
rest of the winners. Yeah, Williams last year, super surprising, and like I love Carlos Sainz, like, and it's just yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Williams they got what they wanted out of their car last year,
Yep.
and I don't know if they have it this year or not.
Yeah. I mean, you go from they were last, I think, in 2024, either that or ninth, and then they were fifth this past year. I do think a big part of that is they brought Carlos Sainz on because, I mean, Albon was scoring okay-ish points in 2023 and 2024. And then, obviously, Sainz was on the podium, I think, twice in 2025. James Vowles joined, and they made massive improvements with their car just being overall better. Even Alex Albon was doing better. I do think 2026 they missed something. I don't know what it was, but it was just not clicking with them. And if they don't figure it out before Australia, I think we're going to back to see Williams at the bottom of the table, which is so disappointing because I had high hope for them.
Alpine is a winner from this week.
Which surprises me. I felt like I mean, winners, I guess, compared to last year because they were bottom of the table last year, but I just feel like they didn't really do much during testing.
Yeah. Loser, Isaac Hadjar. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that second Red Bull seat, man. Like, I don't know. It's a cursed seat.
It
Like
is.
nobody's been able to like I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on Hadjar this year? I'm curious because I mean, I don't know that he's gonna have like an incredible season. Like,
Not that we're nearly popular enough for people to clip this and share it all over the internet, but if we were, I know I would get torn to shreds for the sentence I'm about to say. Liam Lawson is the best fit to be Verstappen's teammate. He is moldable. He only got 3 races worth of a chance. No, he only got 2 races worth of a chance, I think, in excuse me, in 2025. And both of those were races that he did not do the year before. Both of those were races he does not perform well in Formula 2. Japan, he killed in Formula 2. Like, he was amazing at it. And they cut him right before Japan started last year. And then he went down to VCARB. And I think because he had to go from the Red Bull to the VCARB, Hadjar got a jump start on him in terms of points and stuff. But Lawson caught up. I think Lawson being moldable, he's still young but not completely inexperienced like Lindblad and Hadjar. He would have been the best fit. I don't think Hadjar is going to be horrible, but he's going to do better. I think he's going to do better than Sonoda did, but I don't think he's going to do. I don't even see him coming top
I
10
don't
in
even
the
know if
drivers.
I don't even know if I don't think he's top 10.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't even see him top 10 this year.
I don't either.
It's a shame.
Well, and Perez said
Um,
something, and I do believe that this is, part of the reason why they got rid of Christian Horner. But while Horner and Helmut Marko were in charge of Red Bull, Perez said several times he wasn't, he was faster than Max, it was a problem because Max was their golden boy. But if he was more than like 2 tenths slower than Max, it was a problem because they needed to be scoring points. So it was a very toxic environment. And now I think it's less of a toxic environment, but if you were in that second Red Bull seat, don't even bother saying anything to the mechanics or the team principal about the car because they're not going to listen to you. They only listen to Verstappen. So I don't know.
I am intrigued by Haas this year on the screen right now. I am
Look,
very intrigued because Ollie Behrman is for real. Like I think he's like I don't know, man. Like they were impressing me at the end of last season,
yep.
and they look pretty good. Them along with Ferrari have been the most eye-opening for me during testing. Like seeing Ollie Behrman up in the top 5 consistently, like reasonably consistently this week,
Well, do you want to hear
is
something
pretty
funny?
interesting.
Ferrari have one engine supplier other than themselves. Haas. Haas and Ferrari are the only teams that
There you
run
go.
Ferrari. Well, I guess now Cadillac does too. But Behrman is if it weren't for all the mistakes that he made in the first third of last year, absolutely would have been, well, maybe not higher than Antonelli, but one of the highest scoring rookies in a Haas. The Haas looks like they're doing better. Behrman is absolutely destroying Ocon, which, I mean, low bar. He's not that great of a driver anymore. But I'm very excited to see how Haas does. What did you say?
I said 10-second penalty.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how they do.
Moving on. Cadillac as a winner. I'm interested to see why this article thinks that. They have some good data to work with. That's the only reason. I was going to say, I don't think they did well this week, but I mean, if they have some good data, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
which is
things
fair.
They need to work on.
I feel like their engine supplier being Ferrari is obviously going to be a big help. And two, I think of the fact that they're the only like pure American outfitter. Like, yes, Haas has American backing with Gene Haas, but I mean, Cadillac has race engineers from Cadillac, which is a multiple championship winning World Endurance Championship team, a title winning GT3 and GT4 team. Plus, they've got almost every American race outfit helping them in terms of they've sent their best engineers over, they've sent their best strategists over, they've sent data analysts over. Like, they have pretty much all of the United States racing outfits helping them. So they're going to have a lot of people to work with, and getting as much data as possible was probably their biggest goal for testing.
So something that I wanted to do before we move on to a little bit of baseball, I wanted to talk about like who, after we've seen the testing now, do we have like our top 5 drive, like if the drivers championship was going to be between, let's say 5 drivers for now, just because it's early season, who do we see the top 5 drivers being, just based off of preseason testing and obviously like race experience, prior experience, who do we see our top 5 drivers being who are fighting for that title? Obviously nobody that's on the screen right now, so let me scroll down a little bit.
I'm going to go in order from 5th to 1st. I'm going to say 5th will be...
Probably none of these guys either.
No. 5th is going to be Hamilton. That's who I'm going for 5th place. Ooh, actually, I don't even know. I'm torn. Okay, maybe I should go 1st to 5th. 1st is going to be Leclerc. I think Leclerc wins the Drivers' Championship. It's going to be close between him, Russell, Antonelli, and Norris. Norris is always good when there's a new era. He's very good at adapting to the car, and Oscar Piastri takes a bit to get used to a new car. So I think those 3, Russell, Norris, and Antonelli, are going to be fighting for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the drivers, and they may keep it close with Leclerc. And then Hamilton or Piastri is going to be 5th. I think the top 5 are going to be occupied by Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes, and that's it. I don't see Verstappen in the fight this year. Red Bull look horrible right now.
Interesting. Andrew, I know you don't know a lot about F1, but you've played the game a lot. Do you have like at least favorite drivers, like drivers who you enjoy?
I'll be honest, not really.
Not Bortoletto. That's.
I mean, I do
sure.
like. No, well, what's funny though? I was just looking at the drivers, and like I was always joking about picking Team Audi as my team, in case he was on Team Audi.
Yep. For those of you that don't know, Bortoletto
that's
has
strictly
ruined,
because he doesn't
a couple
race well in the games. But,
yeah.
Not real racing.
No,
and I'm not a race car driver myself, obviously.
Fake
But yeah, I haven't come to like Bortoletto very much in the video game. But I don't know if I have a driver or drivers that I'm interested or like it. Obviously, Max Verstappen, because he's the popular name. I do like the Ferrari guys. I know that Hamilton's a very tenured person as well, so I mean, I've heard of him well before I started even paying attention to any of this stuff. So,
Yep.
but other than them, I really don't have any people that I'm interested in. I'll have to wait until I actually see some races with you guys
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
watch them. Maybe I'll
Absolutely.
come to love Bortoletto and I won't be so hard on him in the video game.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, once we watch Australia, because I'm sure you'll start watching now, Andrew. Once we watch Australia, maybe you'll get some racers in mind. But before I even knew anything about F1, the only two names that I knew from F1 were Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
about me, right?
yeah. For me personally, if I had to pick five guys who are in the fight for drivers this year, it's going to be really similar to yours, Ethan. I guess I'll go in order from first to fifth. I'm going to throw Leclerc in at first. I also agree. I think Leclerc. Russell has looked really good combined with his experience. He's in his prime. I could really see Russell doing well. So I'm going to say Leclerc, Russell. I'm going to throw Norris in there as well. 3. I think we're the same right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Leclerc, Russell, Norris. And I know the Red Bull itself doesn't look good right now, but I have to throw Max in just because
Yeah.
of his experience, and like you can't count the guy out of
Yeah.
anything. So like I know this could change, but like as of preseason, I can't leave Max out of my top 5. So I'll put him in at 4. And then I'm probably gonna throw Kimi in at 5 over Lewis Hamilton at this moment.
Interesting.
Just because of Kimi's lap times
Yeah.
in preseason. Like I feel like this is the year for him to take a big step, even though he is second seat at Mercedes. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is the year for him to take a big step. So my order: Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Verstappen, Antonelli. Those would be my top 5 drivers for this year.
Real quick, can I do a timeout?
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Sorry. Obviously, Australia isn't for a good while yet. So next weekend there will be no F1 to talk about, no football, no Olympics. Are we okay to save baseball for next week, just on the level of I have to hop off in the next 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It's fine.
Just because I'm thinking there won't be really anything else to talk about anyway, and we'll have more spring training done by then.
I mean, baseball is really just starting. It's not like there's a ton to talk about anyway. But
Cool.
yeah, we can hold off on that. I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the F1 season to start. Excited for baseball to start.
I didn't send a picture of this to you because I forgot. I don't know how well you can see it.
Maybe it would help if I stopped sharing.
Oh, hang on, close stream. Here. It's also backwards, obviously, but
Uh-huh.
Oh, there we go.
so it's close.
Oh, look, I'll
It's
take top
close.
10. That's all I can do.
Well, dude, Andrew, you went from 16th to 9th in a couple of races.
Yeah. I'll get last for 3 races straight, and then I'll win one.
Yep.
And then I'll get last another 3 races straight, and I'll win another one.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna go.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh no, it's my phone.
But
Jeez.
All right, guys. Well, congrats to the USA men's ice hockey team and women's team. But we witnessed history this morning.
We did
It was very
indeed.
fun to watch. So I think that's it for today.
yeah. All right. Be sure to,
Catch
to
you guys
like
later,
and
I
subscribe.
guess.
Yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you know when we're streaming all that fun stuff. And then can you